All right, so you're sitting on this business idea, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be huge.
Mm,
But how do you get it off the ground?
right.
Venture capital or bootstrap? I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. It is.
So today we're going to dive deep into both of these and help you figure out which one is going to be right for you.
What's really fascinating is that they both ultimately have the same goal, right? Growth.
Yeah,
But they take very different paths to get there.
totally.
So it's not just about the money.
Right.
It's about control and risk and the kind of journey you're ready for as a founder.
It's almost like choosing between like a speedboat
Yeah.
and like a sailboat you built with your own two hands.
Totally.
They can both get you across the ocean,
Right.
but the experience is going to be very different.
Yeah. And understanding those differences is absolutely key
Right.
when you're making this decision, right? About how you're going to build your business empire.
Yeah.
So let's unpack venture capital first.
Okay.
Imagine it as this like high-octane fuel
Okay.
designed specifically for startups with the potential to just explode in value.
So it's not just for any idea.
No, not at all.
VCs are really looking for
Looking for the unicorns
yeah, those companies that
have that hockey stick growth, right?
yeah.
We always hear about
Yeah, exactly.
they're laser focused on exponential returns, often through an IPO or an acquisition.
Right.
They're betting on those game-changing companies that could redefine an entire industry.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Yeah.
They're not just investing in a business.
Mm.
They're investing in a future.
They're investing in a vision.
Exactly. A
Right.
future where that business completely reshapes the landscape.
So it's high stakes, high reward.
It is.
I mean, didn't Uber kind of write the playbook on this whole venture capital journey?
Uber is such a fascinating case study.
Yeah.
Because they started with a really simple concept.
Yeah.
Make it easier to catch a ride. But
Yeah.
to transform that concept into a global phenomenon, they needed a massive influx of capital.
And they got it.
Oh, they got it.
It was like strapping a rocket booster to their growth strategy.
Exactly.
I mean, they were able to expand so rapidly,
Yeah.
dominate new markets,
Mhm.
completely disrupt the entire transportation industry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who even uses taxis anymore?
It's a perfect example of how VC funding can just accelerate growth like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
But it also highlights the potential downsides.
Okay.
Because as Uber kept raising more and more capital,
Right.
they had to cede more and more control
To those investors.
to their investors.
Right.
Remember, these investors are laser focused on returns,
Right.
and they're not afraid to push for changes
To get those returns.
to maximize those returns.
Yeah, it's like giving someone else a hand on the steering wheel.
Totally.
They're sharing the ride now.
You are,
And sometimes that can lead to clashes
right?
or even like a complete change in direction.
And that's exactly what happened with Uber, right? Their rapid growth
Yeah.
and the pressure to meet those investor expectations,
Mm-hmm.
it led to internal turmoil.
Wow.
And eventually, the founder was ousted.
Really?
It's a cautionary tale, right?
Yeah.
About the potential loss of control
Right.
that can come with accepting large sums of VC money.
So it's a trade-off, really.
It is.
You're trading equity for expertise and resources.
Right.
So it's not just about the money.
No.
It's about the potential impact on the company,
Right.
the culture, the leadership, and the overall direction.
Exactly.
If you're not prepared to share that control,
Yeah.
VC might not be the right fit.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Every founder has to really carefully consider,
Yeah.
are you willing to give up some control
Right.
in exchange for the resources and expertise that can help you achieve massive scale?
Right.
Or do you crave a different kind of journey?
Right.
One where you're the sole captain of your ship.
Okay. So let's chart a course in that direction.
Okay.
Let's explore the world of bootstrapping.
Right.
This is all about building your business
Yeah.
with sweat equity,
Yeah.
maybe some ramen noodles,
Yeah.
and that unshakable belief that you can do it yourself.
It's like crafting a ship with your own hands, plank by plank.
Yeah.
Using your own resources, your own ingenuity.
Yeah.
It's about starting lean,
Right.
staying scrappy, and prioritizing sustainability from day one.
Okay. So no fancy offices,
Probably not.
no Super Bowl ads right out of the gate.
Bootstrapping is about being resourceful,
Okay.
stretching every dollar,
Mm-hmm.
finding creative ways to get things done without relying on external funding.
So doesn't that mean slower growth, though?
It can mean slower growth initially,
Right.
But that can actually be a strategic advantage
Okay.
because it forces you to be laser focused
Yeah.
on finding product market fit,
Okay.
validating your business model, and building a loyal customer base.
So you're not chasing vanity metrics
You are not.
or burning through cash to impress investors.
You're building a solid foundation for long-term success.
It's like building a ship that can weather any storm.
Exactly.
You're focused on stability,
Yeah,
seaworthiness,
absolutely.
not just speed.
And there are countless examples of companies that have thrived using this approach.
Really?
Yeah, like Basecamp,
Basecamp,
the project management software.
yeah.
Perfect illustration.
Right.
They built a wildly successful company
Yeah.
without ever taking a single dime of VC money.
Wait, Basecamp, the company that basically invented
You know,
online project management. They did that all on their own.
they did.
Uh,
And it's a testament to the power of bootstrapping.
yeah.
They were able to maintain complete control over their product,
Right.
their vision, their company culture.
They weren't beholden to investors
They were not.
or pressure to make decisions that didn't align with their values.
Exactly.
That's pretty inspiring.
It is.
It shows that you can build a sustainable, profitable business
Yeah.
on your own terms
Mhm.
without having to answer to anyone but yourself
Right.
and your customers.
And that's a key takeaway for anyone considering bootstrapping.
Yeah.
It's about having the autonomy
Right.
to build a business that reflects your personal vision and values.
Okay.
It's about being the master of your own destiny,
Yeah.
even if it means taking the longer, more scenic route.
Right.
But let's not sugarcoat it.
Okay.
Bootstrapping is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It comes with its own set of challenges.
Yeah. What are some of the biggest hurdles founders face
Yeah.
when they choose to bootstrap?
The most obvious one is the limited access to capital.
Right.
You're relying solely on your own savings,
Okay.
revenue,
Mm-hmm.
and perhaps some small loans
Right.
to
Mhm.
fuel your growth.
Right.
That means you might have to pass up on some exciting opportunities
Yeah.
that require significant upfront investment.
So you might see a chance to expand quickly,
Yeah.
grab a bigger slice of the market,
Yeah.
but you just don't have the resources to make it happen.
That's right.
Okay.
Or you might struggle to keep up with a sudden surge in demand.
Right.
Bootstrapping demands a different kind of agility, a
Mhm.
constant need to be scrappy and resourceful,
Right.
to make the most of every dollar and every opportunity.
It's like navigating that hand-built ship through narrow, uncharted waters.
Totally.
You need to be incredibly skilled,
Yeah.
resourceful,
Mm,
maybe even a little bit lucky
maybe.
to avoid running aground.
Right.
But there's something so appealing about that independence
There is.
and control that comes with bootstrapping.
Absolutely.
You're the captain.
You are.
You're charting the course.
Yeah.
And you're building something truly unique.
And that's what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah.
These limitations can actually spark incredible creativity and innovation.
Okay.
When you don't have a bottomless well of funding,
Right.
you're forced to think outside the box,
Hmm.
to experiment,
Yeah.
to come up with ingenious solutions.
Right. That are both effective and cost efficient.
That makes sense. So we've explored these two vastly different worlds.
Right.
Venture capital, the high-stakes, high-reward game,
Yes.
and bootstrapping, the scrappy, independent path.
Yeah.
But the real question is, how do you choose?
Yeah.
Which one's right for you and your, world-changing business idea?
It's not a decision to be taken lightly.
No.
There's no magic formula
Yeah.
or a one-size-fits-all answer.
Okay.
But let's break down some key factors
Okay.
that can help you navigate this decision.
So what's the first thing we should be thinking about?
Risk tolerance.
Yeah.
You got to take a hard look in the mirror
All right.
and ask yourself, how comfortable am I with risk?
Okay.
Because venture capital,
Right.
by its very nature, is a high-risk, high-reward endeavor.
Right.
You're aiming for explosive growth, which often means making bold bets, pushing boundaries,
Right.
and sometimes even failing spectacularly.
So you need to be okay with things not going according to plan. Yes. Exactly.
Because in the startup world, things rarely do.
Right. The startup landscape is constantly shifting.
Yeah.
And VC-backed companies are often operating on the bleeding edge.
Hmm.
You need to have the stomach for uncertainty, for
Yeah.
making decisions with incomplete information,
Yeah.
and potentially facing some setbacks along the way.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
That's where that legendary founder mindset comes in, right?
Totally.
That ability to stay focused,
Yeah.
adapt, keep believing even when the pressure's on
Absolutely.
and the stakes are high.
That's a crucial factor to consider, right?
Oh,
Are you the kind of person
Yeah.
who thrives in a fast-paced, high-pressure environment?
okay.
Can you handle the scrutiny,
Right.
the
Wow.
expectations that come with having investors on board?
Right.
Or do you prefer a more measured approach,
Okay.
a slower pace of growth,
Mm-hmm.
where you're the one calling the shots?
Because with bootstrapping, you are the captain.
You are.
You are charting the course.
You are building something truly unique.
Right.
You're not accountable to a board of investors.
Yeah.
You're not driven by the need to meet external expectations.
You're doing it your way.
Exactly. Bootstrapping allows you to build a business
Yeah.
that truly reflects your values and priorities.
Right.
You can focus on sustainability, profitability,
Right.
and creating a company culture that aligns perfectly with your vision.
But that doesn't mean it's risk-free, right?
Of course not. Bootstrapping comes with its own unique set of risks.
Okay. Like what?
You might face challenges keeping up with demand, expanding into new markets, or competing with well-funded rivals who can just outspend you
Right.
on marketing and talent acquisition.
So that's that classic trade-off again, isn't it?
It is.
Faster growth with VC funding, but with shared control,
Yeah.
higher pressure versus slower, more controlled growth with bootstrapping,
Right.
but with potentially limited resources.
Yeah. It's a tough choice.
It is a tough choice.
And that's why it's so important to consider the industry that you're operating in.
Right.
Some industries, like technology or biotechnology,
Hmm.
known for their rapid innovation cycles,
Yeah.
winner-take-all dynamics.
Yeah.
In these sectors, venture capital
Yeah.
can be the fuel you need to stay ahead of the curve
Right.
and capture market share quickly.
So if you're developing like a groundbreaking new app
Yeah.
or a life-saving medical device,
Yeah.
VC funding might be the way to go.
It often is.
I-
The capital infusion can help you attract top talent,
Mhm.
build out your infrastructure,
Right.
and scale your operations to meet the demands
Yeah.
of a rapidly evolving market.
Yeah.
You need to be able to move fast and break things,
Right.
as they say in Silicon Valley.
Okay, but what about industries that are more focused on steady, sustainable growth?
Yeah.
Like local businesses, service providers,
Right.
niche product companies.
Yeah, in those cases, bootstrapping can be a very viable option
Okay.
and rewarding option.
Yeah.
It allows you to focus on building strong customer relationships,
Yeah.
refining your operations,
Right.
generating consistent profits without the pressure of hypergrowth
Right.
or the constant scrutiny of investors.
So it's all about aligning your funding strategy
Yeah.
with the specific dynamics of your industry
Right.
and your own long-term vision for the business.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And speaking of vision,
Yeah.
let's talk about your personal goals as a founder.
Yeah.
What are you ultimately trying to achieve?
Yeah.
What does success look like to you?
Right.
Are you driven by the desire to build a billion-dollar empire, disrupt an entire industry?
Or are you more passionate about creating a sustainable company? That
Yeah.
makes a positive impact on the world,
Right.
even if it means growing at a slower pace.
Because both of those are perfectly valid definitions of success.
Absolutely.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Okay.
It's all about what resonates with you.
Yeah.
What gets you fired up in the morning. If you're aiming for massive scale,
Yeah.
rapid disruption, venture capital might be the best path.
Okay.
But if you prioritize independence, control, and a more measured approach to growth,
Yeah.
bootstrapping could be the perfect fit.
It's about defining what success looks like to you,
Absolutely.
not what some magazine article or social media influencer tells you it should look like.
Couldn't agree more.
Right.
And sometimes that definition of success might evolve over time.
Okay.
You might start by bootstrapping,
Yeah.
build a solid foundation, and then decide to seek venture capital
Okay.
to take things to the next level.
Right. Or you might go the VC route early on
Yeah,
and then transition to a more sustainable bootstrapped approach
exactly.
once you've achieved a certain level of growth.
That's the beauty of the hybrid approach.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. It allows you to adapt your funding strategy
Right.
as your business grows and your goals evolve.
You're not locked into one path from the start.
Exactly. It's about being flexible,
Right.
being willing to experiment,
Yeah.
and constantly reassessing
Right.
what's best for your business
Right.
at each stage of its development.
So there's no shame in changing course along the way.
No shame at all.
Okay, so there's no magic formula.
No magic formula.
No one-size-fits-all answer.
Yeah.
It's about making informed decisions
It is.
that align with your unique circumstances
Right.
and aspirations.
Yeah. But how do you actually make those informed decisions?
Right. Where do you even start?
That's where careful self-reflection comes in
Okay.
and thorough research.
Mm-hmm.
You need to understand the intricacies of each funding model,
Okay.
weigh the pros and cons,
Right.
talk to other founders who have been down both paths,
Yeah.
and ultimately choose the path that feels most aligned
Right.
with your vision for the future.
Because at the end of the day, it's your journey, your
Yeah.
company, your legacy.
Yeah.
And the funding decisions you make today
Mm-hmm.
are going to shape the course of that journey
They are.
for years to come.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Funding is just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
Whether you choose venture capital,
Yeah.
bootstrapping, or a hybrid approach.
Mm-hmm.
The success of your business will ultimately depend on your ability to execute, to
Yeah.
build a great product or service,
Right.
connect with your target market in a meaningful way.
So it's about more than just the money.
It is.
It's about passion,
Yes.
perseverance,
Okay.
and that unwavering belief in your ability to turn your dream into a reality.
And that's something no amount of funding can buy.
Right.
It comes from within.
Mm-hmm.
That entrepreneurial spirit that
Yeah.
drives you to create, to innovate,
Right.
to make a lasting impact on the world.
And that's something worth celebrating.
It is.
Regardless of which funding path you choose.
Yeah.
We've really dug deep into the nuances of, venture capital and bootstrapping.
Yeah,
I feel like we've uncovered some serious gems
we have.
along the way.
For sure.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to bring it back to you, the listener,
Right.
because at the end of the day, this decision is deeply personal, right?
Absolutely.
It's about more than just, spreadsheets and growth projections.
Yeah.
It's about aligning your funding strategy with your vision,
Mm-hmm.
your values, and what you ultimately want to achieve with your business.
And that brings us to a crucial question.
With that.
What does success really look like for you
Okay.
5 years from now?
Yeah.
What's the ideal scenario playing out in your mind?
I love that.
Right.
So is it a bustling office?
Yeah.
Filled with talented people, fueled by, venture capital,
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries of innovation,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even ringing that opening bell on Wall Street?
Yeah.
Or is it a lean, efficient operation
Yeah.
that you've built from the ground up? A profitable, sustainable business
Right.
that gives you the freedom to call the shots,
Mm-hmm.
set your own
Yeah.
pace,
Yeah.
create a company culture that truly reflects who you are as a founder.
Because both of those visions
Yeah,
can be incredibly fulfilling and successful.
they can in their own right, yeah.
Absolutely. Success isn't a one-size-fits-all concept, right?
It's not.
It's about defining what matters most to you,
Right.
what drives you,
Yeah.
what kind of impact you want to make on the world.
So as you weigh these options, right,
Yeah.
between venture capital and bootstrapping,
Mm-hmm.
I encourage you to close your eyes for a moment
Mm-hmm.
and really picture those two scenarios
Yeah.
5 years down the road.
5 years down the road.
Which one feels more aligned with your deepest aspirations?
Yeah.
Which one brings a smile to your face?
Because that feeling,
Right.
that gut instinct
Hmm.
can be incredibly powerful.
It can.
It can help you cut through the noise.
Yeah.
The advice, the endless stream of opinions to
Right.
tap into what truly matters to you.
It's about trusting your intuition
Yeah.
and choosing the path that feels right, even if it goes against conventional wisdom
Right.
or the expectations of others.
And remember, there's no shame in changing course along the way.
Right.
The entrepreneurial journey is rarely linear.
It's not, no.
It's about being adaptable,
Right.
making informed decisions,
Mhm.
and staying true to your vision as you navigate the twists and turns
Yeah.
of the business world.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that fire burning bright.
Absolutely.
Whether you choose venture capital, bootstrapping, or a hybrid approach,
Mm-hmm.
remember, you have the power to shape your own destiny.
It's been a pleasure diving deep into this topic with you.
It has.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights
Yeah.
and feel empowered to make the best funding decision for your unique business journey.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Yeah.
Keep those innovative ideas flowing
Keep them coming.
and never stop chasing those audacious dreams.
Never stop.
We'll catch you in the next episode.